All right, let's dive right into this explainer and learn how to stop paying a monthly bill that the government might actually legally owe for you. Every single month, millions of Americans are losing a huge chunk of their Social Security income to an automatic deduction, and a surprising number of them don't actually have to be paying it. So today, we're going to look really closely at some heavily under-the-radar federal programs that could literally put thousands of dollars directly back in your pocket.
Have you ever actually stopped to think about your deposit for a second? Before your money even hits your bank account, a decent portion is taken out automatically. And, well, most folks who receive Social Security just accept this smaller deposit as, just the way things work. You never see the money arrive, and you never see it leave. It's just subtracted right at the source. Because of that, most people never even stop to ask if they personally should be the ones covering that cost.
I mean, just look at the sheer scale of the money we're talking about here. The standard Medicare Part B premium in 2026 is roughly $202 per month. Over a full year, that's over $2,400, just vanishing before you can spend a single dime of it. Over 5 years, that is more than $12,000, gone. And for most people, this massive drain is happening on pure autopilot.
So here is exactly how we're going to get that money back today. First, the missing money. Second, 3 hidden savings programs. Third, the asset test myth. Fourth, the extra help bonus. And finally, how to apply today. Okay, part 1, the missing money.
So that $202 monthly charge is for Medicare Part B. Now, make no mistake, Part B covers incredibly important things, right? Outpatient medical services, doctor visits, lab tests, preventive care, medical equipment. It is absolutely essential coverage if you want those services. But the crucial point here isn't whether you need Part B. The real question is whether you personally have to be the one paying for it out of your own check.
Which brings us to Section 2, 3 hidden savings programs.
These are 3 separate programs, and they cover different things at different income levels. Now, people often hear the lowest income limit, think, nope, not me, and just give up. But wait, if you miss that first QMB cutoff, you might still totally qualify for SLMB or QI, which have higher limits, up to $1,816 a month for singles. And actually, since there's an automatic $20 income disregard, your actual ceiling is even slightly higher than those numbers.
Let's look at that first tier. QMB, or Qualified Medicare Beneficiary, is absolutely the most comprehensive program here. If you qualify for this, it doesn't just pay your monthly Part B premium. It essentially wipes out every single out-of-pocket cost Medicare would normally pass along to you. Your deductibles, gone. Co-payments at the doctor, gone. Hospital co-insurance, completely gone. It's a total game changer.
And this right here is an incredible protection that many QME members don't even know they have. It's not a guideline, it is literal federal law. Healthcare providers are legally prohibited from billing QME members for Medicare cost sharing. If a doctor or hospital sends you a bill for a copay and you're on this program, you have the absolute legal right to dispute it and have it completely removed. They literally cannot collect it from you.
But okay, what if your income is just a bit higher? Well, that's where SLMB and QI come into play. While they don't cover your deductibles and copays the way QMB does, both of these programs will fully cover that monthly Part B premium, which puts over $2,400 a year right back into your pocket. However, you really need to pay close attention to the QI program. It is funded on a first-come, first-served basis, and crucially, it requires you to reapply every single year. So many people lose their QI coverage simply because they assume it's permanent and just forget to renew it.
All right, moving on to Section 3, the asset test myth.
So the general rule in most states is that your assets must be under $9,660 for a single person. When people hear that, they immediately think, well, I own a home, so I'm totally out. Actually, scratch that. Look at what is excluded. They only count liquid savings and financial investments. Your primary home, your car, your household belongings, and life insurance policies with a face value under $1,500, those are totally excluded from the test. Many seniors who think they have way too much in assets would actually pass this with flying colors.
And get this, depending on where you live, the asset test might not even apply to you at all. 5 states, Connecticut, Delaware, Louisiana, Maine, and Mississippi, have just eliminated the asset limits entirely for these programs. And if you happen to live in California, the asset limit is drastically higher, $130,000 for an individual and almost $200,000 for a couple. Geography really matters here.
Let's jump to Section 4, the extra help bonus. If you get approved for QMB, SLMB, or QI,
you are automatically enrolled in a federal program called Extra Help. There's no separate application for it. And what's truly amazing is that the Social Security Administration estimates the annual value of this Extra Help program at roughly $5,700.
Extra Help covers your prescription drug costs under Medicare Part D. In 2026, with this automatic bonus, your out-of-pocket cost for any covered medication is strictly capped. You're going to pay a maximum of just $5.10 for generics and $12.65 for brand-name drugs. If you're taking multiple medications, when you combine this with your Part B premium savings, we are literally talking about an $8,000 a year swing in your favor.
Now let's quickly pivot and see how this works for a smaller group of higher earners. If your income was above $103,000 as a single filer or $206,000 as a married couple back in 2024, Medicare tacks on a surcharge called IMMA. In 2026, this extra charge ranges from $81 to almost $500 a month on top of your standard premium, and they base this entirely on a 2-year look-back period.
But here is a massive secret a significant number of people don't know. If your income recently dropped, maybe you fully retired, sold a property, or had some big life-changing event since 2024, you can appeal this surcharge right now. By filing Form SSA-44 within 60 days of receiving your IRMA notice, a successful appeal can immediately knock hundreds of dollars a month off your bill.
Finally, Section 5, How to Apply Today.
According to the National Council on Aging, there are an estimated 3 to 4 million people currently eligible for these exact programs who are not enrolled. 3 to 4 million! They have the right income, the right assets, and they are fully entitled to have these costs covered, but they're paying out of pocket simply because nobody proactively explained that these programs existed or that they had to manually apply for them. I mean, they don't advertise themselves, and you definitely won't get a letter when you turn 65 telling you to sign up.
So, to fix this, you have to submit the application yourself. Think of this as some insider advice. Step 1. Gather your documents. Grab your Medicare card, your Social Security number, recent bank statements, and your Social Security award letter. Step 2. Call 1-800-MEDICARE. Tell them flat out you want to apply for a Medicare savings program. Step 3. They're going to connect you to your state's Medicaid office, which is who actually handles the application. And when you connect with them, be absolutely sure to ask if your state has a simplified application that checks your eligibility for multiple assistance programs all at once. And you really want to jump on this quickly, because there is a very specific rule regarding the SLMB and QI programs. If you're approved for either of those two, your coverage can actually be applied retroactively for up to 3 months before your application date. So this means if you apply in June, but you are fully qualified back in March, you can get credit for those 3 prior months of premiums. QMB starts the month of approval for sure, but for the other two, applying sooner captures way more of your money.
Okay, one absolutely crucial final step once you're approved. Do not skip this. Pick up the phone and call your Medicare drug plan directly. Tell them you are now enrolled in a Medicare savings program. This is the trigger that instantly activates those extra help benefits we talked about. If you just wait for the various government systems to sync up automatically, well, it can take weeks. Making this single follow-up phone call ensures your pharmacy costs drop to those capped amounts immediately.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to think about this. Millions of seniors are watching their retirement funds drain away on autopilot, just overpaying for premiums and prescriptions they are legally entitled to get help with. Take a hard look at your next Social Security check. Look at that missing chump and ask yourself, could that missing money belong back in your pocket starting next month? Make the call, ask the questions, and reclaim what is rightfully yours. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep learning.